What's up, everybody? This is Dwayne again over at 8-Bit Vinyl, and since there was a little bit of downtime on the arcade one-up pinballs, kind of delays, and only certain people have gotten it. A lot of people are still on hold. I figured this is a good time to post kind of an older video. Seems like a little old hat for TMNT, but I've done some small modifications to the game. Nothing too crazy, but thought I'd just kind of go through the game. First thing I did was I custom made my own riser to 16.5 inch riser height, and I've also made this riser out of 3/4 inch MDF versus usually the 1/2 inch that comes with these. Keep in mind, before there was any, I did this mod last year, and kind of just tweaked it a bit off and on with some of the other stuff throughout the year. So anyways, this was long. I made the riser long before there was anybody that you could buy these different heights. You could only get the riser that you got with the actual game, and I always felt like the 12 inch was always way too low. Like I said, I'm 5'4", and I still feel like the risers at 1 foot still, it's a pet peeve of mine. Still, we're just a hair too short for most of us that do play this. So yeah, as far as that's the story with the riser. Custom made graphics, obviously, from Tyler over at Arcade Graphics in Pennsylvania. Love his stuff. And then moving up, I'll take a closer shot in a minute of I upgraded all these to HAP buttons. These are still the original controllers and just new tops. And I put actually 6-inch springs in the controller so that the action is a lot more tight. Had huge problems from Tulsa Arcade trying to get a 20-inch monitor in this thing. I bought 2 of them and never could get a picture. Seems like changing monitors to out of stock arcade cabinets is really hard. If you're going to do it to a Pi or a Pandora box or something like that, it seems like the HDMI is a lot more user-friendly to switching out the monitor or the VGA cable or anything like that. But if you're trying to just do a monitor and keep the game stock, which this game, to me, I didn't really want to mod it. I kind of wanted to keep it a TMNT cab and nothing more. It's one of those iconic games that in the 90s, I definitely went to the arcade and there were swarms of people around this, and you had to wait your turn, and basically when you did get on it, you blew all your money on it. So anyways, moving on up, I'll take some closer shots of the control deck in a hot second, and of course they're on the back, but I did get this light Up Marquis from Arcade Game Factory, which definitely I love. Just going to turn the volume down. Now the way that I have this set up, I have a 2.1 Klipsch computer stereo system in this that absolutely cranks. I'll turn it up. This is only going to be halfway, and it's only halfway on my settings. It's actually not halfway on the stereo itself, because the stereo will blow this thing out the room. But I definitely felt like it was one of those things that I wanted to have this thing really crank, hear the cannonballs come down the stairs, really put an impact. So I'll just turn it up so you can hear it. Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So obviously you can see it's like super cranky. Just turn it down for the rest of the video. But I definitely felt like I needed to have some serious volume in this game when I played it. you get the picture. On that note, we'll go around to the back of the, we'll go around to the back of the cab and we'll talk about the stereo system and some guts on the control panel and things like that. Okay guys, so just looking at the control panel really quick, just to get a closer look. You can see where these buttons are definitely a little different than the stock. These are the hat buttons. The only ones I honestly didn't change were the light blue. I've ordered these 3 different times from Amazon and from eBay, and they keep sending me the darker color blue buttons, which I definitely didn't want. I wanted to try to keep this as original as I possibly could. But as far as color, I mean, but all these are changed over hat buttons with 6-inch springs, so you can kind of see the springs a little more action to it. And this is just like a better look at the artwork that I did on the custom-made riser. I wound up getting the green matte. Believe it or not, that was just complete luck that I got these on eBay from Game Room guys. They had this actual 3/4 inch T molding that matched. Just complete luck that it actually matches the Arcade 1-Up cabinet green to a T, so it actually looks like it was always meant to be, which is really, really cool. And this is the other side, a little bit different artwork on that side. Side panels are the same. This actually, from Arcade Game Factory, I didn't do anything. It actually came with the Marquis. And yeah, that's about it. So we'll go around to the back of the cab. Okay, so on the back of the cabinet, basically, I'll just kind of start from the top down. I always put one of these black switches on regular electricity wall-mounted switches, and what this does is this literally goes from a power bar inside, comes up to this, and then this wire comes down, comes through the hole. This is an extension cord. This is not stock. It's just a 20-foot extension cord that I cut, feed through the hole, feed up to the top of the outlet. And then the other side of this is a power outlet that goes down inside, and then everything plugs inside. So this still looks stock. It just plugs into the wall, and one switch turns everything on. So that's just the way I like to do it. In this cabinet, Gen 3s were really fortunate that you didn't need a separate volume control like I had on my Gauntlet cab and some of my older ones. You had to actually have a separate volume for the stereo. But the newer cabs do not need that, which is really cool because the toggle switch on the control deck is able to actually do that with a switch. Switch doesn't work that good for just 2 settings for your sound system. You kind of need to adjust depending on which game you're playing. Some are super loud, some are super quiet, and sometimes you just kind of need to, depending on, you know, my girlfriend's in the house and doing Zoom with teaching kids and stuff, and if I want to play it, I have to be able to kind of turn it down to literally just a whisper at certain times. So anyways, kind of a tangent. Let's open up the back of the cabinet. All right, so opening up the back of the cabinet, I always put these on hinges. I'd gone over this through my Gauntlet cab, but they're just cheap little hinges you find at any home store or hardware store. Nothing to write home about. I always put these on nuts, bolts, and screw these in really, really shallow with some washers with little 1/2-inch screws so they don't come out the other side. But I'm always getting into these cabs, so the swinging door is definitely my jam. Always put like a magnet on here. Downfalls, yeah, you get you know, try to get 3/8 long or maybe no longer than 1/2 inch, and these are only like I don't know, M6 or something really small. Anyways, so going into the cabinet, you can kind of see where my power bar is down here, and like I said, you can see the electrical tape on the power bar right here. And basically I cut the power bar, and then I just basically put some wire nuts on the wires, and you know, match up the color coordination. So you're gonna get white, black, and green. And this is just a 20-foot extension cord. Basically comes out. I'm trying to just get a picture. It comes all the way up to the outlet, which is here. And then the other side of the outlet comes out right here next to it. And that's the one that feeds all the way down, comes around, goes out through the hole, and then basically you plug it into your wall, and that's it. And that way you always keep your power bar on at all times. So when you plug this in, as soon as you hit the switch, everything comes on and it all works. Now, light up marquee. Okay, light up marquee, which is really super cool for TMNT, is it happens to be right here, right in this port, because this one actually came with one, which is really sick. So, and came with all these adapters and things like that. So, from the game factory, all I did was literally plug it in, and that was that. As far as the sound system, let's talk about that. So this is the Klipsch 2.1 system. That's my sub. It's a Model Pro Media 2.1. Here is your right and left, so they basically come up, and one goes in each speaker. Like this little port here in the back of the system. This plugs in. This literally goes. It's part of it. There's no disconnecting this. It's all part of it. This connects to your sub. This right here goes all the way up. A lot of extension, and then literally I just plug it right into here into my actual speaker cables on the mod. You can see the factory one. That's the two overhead speakers below your marquee is this. So I didn't do anything. I just didn't plug it in, kind of kept it off to the side. So if you ever wanted it back to stock, like it's basically hook it up. You don't have to take the speakers out, nothing like that. And so it actually gives it some depth. It's kind of a matter of opinion with having the speakers come out the top in front of you, you know, that's the way it came. It's anybody's kind of guess on that. But just so you can kind of see how these Klipsch systems work, here's the front of the speaker right here, okay? So just kind of tipping it up so you can see. But there's a volume control, and then there's a sub output volume itself. So if you want bigger bass, deeper, deeper, a little throatier sound, or maybe it's just too much bass and it just sounds too deep and you're missing whatever, you can adjust this how you want. And then once you get this set of how much bass, how little bass, now you're only touching the volume control on your control panel up or down. You're not adjusting anything in here, which is definitely my fave. And then I just kind of literally put a little screw right here on top of the cab. And these things just kind of slide in place, and they're not going anywhere. They're on there to stay. So if I, who knows, move this around the house, move it to a game room, tip it on its side, this is all completely locked in. I always put these like little boards. I kind of screw it in here. I screw it into the side with the speaker. I'm never going to take this out anyway. So screwed into the side of the speaker, screwed into the side of the speaker, and then I put my little magnet here. So when you shut the door, not only does it catch here up top with this little, little throat catch, but it also grabs the magnet on the bottom, so it keeps the door nice and straight, and the door doesn't look all warped and whatnot. So that's kind of how I did that. So anyway, that's the back of the cab, and I hope that helps some. All right, guys, so basically that's it. That's my video for TMNT. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, whatever. Let me know you're a fan. Let me know your thoughts. And we'll get into some gameplay. I'll see you guys next time.
Subscribe in my channel. Subscribe, but